Silence holds secrets that words can never touch. In the quiet moments, the universe whispers its plans and destiny moves in ways we cannot force. I am Heng, and today I will guide you through a journey where stillness becomes your greatest ally. Speaking impulsively, even with the best intentions, can shift the course of events, disturbing the natural rhythm life has prepared. The path to what is meant for you, especially in matters of the heart, is often hidden in plain sight, revealed only to those who learn to wait and observe. In this video, you will uncover the subtle signs that life places before you, the hidden signals that hint at encounters with souls of extraordinary significance. We will explore the ancient Shaolin teachings on patience, presence, and inner mastery, showing how these timeless practices can quietly shape your destiny. You will learn why silence is not emptiness, but a form of strength, a way to prepare yourself for the connections that are meant to transform your life. Little-known rituals of self-refinement, overlooked in the rush of modern living, will be revealed, guiding you to cultivate energy, awareness, and readiness for the moments that truly matter. By the end of this journey, you will understand how mastering your inner world invites harmony, opportunity, and profound connections into your life, sometimes in ways that seem impossible to foresee. Every subtle choice, every moment of calm, brings you closer to the experiences life has carefully orchestrated. Welcome to Heng Chronicles, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Subscribe now and step into the path of silent mastery. And together, we will uncover the truths that unfold only when we learn to listen, wait, and be ready. Sometimes life speaks in whispers, in ways so gentle that they are easy to overlook. I am Heng, and I have learned that the most profound messages often arrive not through words, but through feelings that stir unexpectedly, moments that repeat themselves like echoes, and coincidences that seem too deliberate to be mere chance. A flicker of unease, a sudden surge of joy, or a sense of recognition in a place or a person. These are the quiet signals the universe sends to guide us. Shaolin practice teaches that the mind must be still to perceive such signs. When we rush or judge, the message slips through our awareness like water through a sieve. Mindfulness is the art of being present, of observing without coloring experience with fear, hope, or expectation. It is in this calm attention that synchronicities reveal themselves. You may notice a series of events aligning, repeated numbers, or encounters with people who seem to appear at just the right moment. Each is a thread weaving the fabric of your path, a subtle nudge pointing toward connections and experiences meant for you. Intuition is not loud or demanding. It is a quiet companion, a soft echo of wisdom cultivated over time, urging you to notice, to feel, to wait. The Shaolin way reminds us that the body, the mind, and the spirit are intertwined, and intuition flows from their harmony. By training yourself to feel deeply and observe silently, these signals become unmistakable. A glance, a word, or even a fleeting thought may carry the weight of destiny. Learning to trust this quiet guide is a practice in patience, awareness, and alignment. It prepares the heart and mind to recognize the people and opportunities that will shape the journey ahead, often before they fully arrive. True strength is rarely revealed in haste. In the quiet halls of the Shaolin temple, monks learn to move deliberately, to breathe with intention, and to allow each action to unfold fully before taking the next. Power, they understand, is not forced. It is cultivated through patience, repetition, and unwavering attention. Life mirrors this discipline. Relationships, opportunities, and encounters of great significance require the same careful nurturing. To rush is to disturb the natural rhythm, to push against the flow of time, and to risk missing the depth that only gradual growth can bring. Even when the world seems to present a chance of great fortune, or when someone extraordinary crosses the path, impulsive reactions can obscure the truth of what is meant to develop. In the stillness of waiting, the mind becomes clearer and the heart more discerning. Impatience clouds judgment and invites distractions, while patience allows the layers of circumstance, character, and energy to reveal themselves naturally. Ancient masters taught that every moment holds a lesson, and to grasp it fully, one must resist the urge to force outcomes. In this space, relationships mature into something real and resilient, and opportunities evolve to their fullest potential. The unseen forces of destiny often move according to rhythms far slower than our desire or expectation. By aligning with these rhythms, one learns to act from a place of centeredness rather than reaction. Discipline becomes a shield against the chaos of impulse, and inner mastery becomes the foundation for meaningful connection. What appears as waiting is, in fact, a form of active preparation, a subtle refinement of the self, a quiet shaping of character that ensures when destiny finally arrives, it is met with presence, wisdom, and readiness. The journey itself becomes the training ground, teaching that true power is not in seizing, but in becoming, in allowing life to unfold with grace and awareness. The most profound changes often begin within, in the quiet awareness of one's own mind and body. Mindfulness is not simply observing the world. It is tuning into the subtle currents of your own energy, noticing the rise and fall of emotions, the tension in muscles, the rhythm of the breath. Ancient masters taught that the outer world is a reflection of the inner landscape. When the mind is restless, chaos seems to follow and opportunities slip past unnoticed. But when calmness is cultivated, when the heart and mind are centered and balanced, a silent harmony emerges that the world cannot ignore. This centered state becomes a beacon, an invisible vibration that draws toward it experiences, people, and connections that resonate with the same energy. Relationships, particularly those of great significance, are rarely random. They are mirrors, drawn not by coincidence, but by the resonance of shared presence. A person who has trained themselves to remain aware, disciplined, and composed naturally attracts others who reflect these qualities, creating encounters of depth and meaning. Ancient Shaolin wisdom emphasizes that the power to shape destiny is first mastered within. Every thought, every feeling, every quiet moment of self-reflection strengthens this inner magnet, aligning personal energy with the flow of life. It is not effortful seeking, but a steady cultivation of awareness that opens doors without forcing them. Even the most extraordinary relationships, those that seem destined or improbable, respond to this silent influence. By maintaining stillness, by observing without judgment, and by refining the inner world, one becomes a natural participant in the unfolding of life. The experiences that arrive are neither rushed nor forced. They are drawn in alignment with the energy cultivated over time, arriving at the precise moment when readiness and destiny meet. Humility is the silent cornerstone of true mastery. In the Shaolin tradition, strength is never measured by display or acclaim, but by the quiet control one holds over desire and expectation. When the heart clings to an outcome, whether it be recognition, love, or opportunity, vision becomes clouded. The mind begins to weave stories of what must be, often ignoring the subtle truths that lie before it. Desire can be a shadow, drawing attention away from what is real, and expectation can trap the spirit in impatience, preventing life from revealing its natural course. The masters teach that only through non-attachment can one see clearly, act with integrity, and move in harmony with the rhythm of existence. Letting go does not mean indifference. It is a deliberate act of creating space within oneself. In this openness, the heart is free to receive experiences untainted by fear, greed, or judgment. True connection, whether with people, opportunities, or the unfolding of destiny, emerges only when the mind is uncluttered and the spirit balanced. Shaolin practice is rich with lessons in this subtle discipline. The monk bows low, not out of weakness, but out of recognition that ego serves less than awareness, and that presence matters more than control. By releasing attachment to what should be The individual aligns with what actually is, allowing life to flow in its full depth. This inner work cultivates patience, clarity, and trust. Each interaction becomes richer, each encounter more meaningful, because it arises from authenticity rather than expectation. By mastering the art of letting go, one creates a field of resonance that attracts what is truly aligned with one's path. The space carved by humility becomes fertile ground for profound experiences, deep relationships, and the subtle unfolding of destiny, revealing that freedom and connection are born not from grasping but from releasing. Life moves with a rhythm that is often invisible, guided by forces beyond understanding or control. Even the wisest cannot bend its current at will, nor predict its turns with certainty. The teachings of the ancients remind us that the world unfolds in patterns too subtle to force or manipulate. Every encounter, every challenge, and every unexpected turn carries its own timing, its own lesson, quietly shaping the path ahead. The art of mastery lies not in seizing or steering, but in learning to move with the flow, in aligning oneself with the natural unfolding of events. Mindfulness becomes the key to this alignment. It teaches the mind to observe without interference, to watch the rise and fall of each moment without judgment or the urge to control. In this practice, patience is strengthened and clarity emerges. The smallest details, an unspoken glance, a fleeting thought, a pattern repeating across days, begin to reveal meaning that would otherwise go unnoticed. Observation in stillness sharpens awareness, allowing the heart to perceive the subtle harmonies of life. The mind learns to step back, to allow events to mature and relationships to develop at their own pace, rather than forcing them into a predetermined mold. Through this quiet vigilance, trust in timing deepens. One begins to recognize that each delay, each unexpected turn serves a purpose. The moments that feel like pauses are, in truth, preparation. They refine the self, strengthen resilience, and cultivate readiness for what is meant to arrive. By surrendering the need to interfere, the individual moves with grace, embracing the unfolding rather than resisting it. In this harmony of presence, life's mysteries cease to intimidate, and every experience, however subtle, becomes a guide. The true mastery lies in being fully present while the world reveals its wisdom, trusting that what is destined will arrive exactly when it should. Before any meaningful connection can flourish, one must first be complete within. True readiness does not come from chasing another or seeking external validation, but from cultivating mastery over the self. The ancients understood that the quality of a union is always a reflection of the inner state of those involved. A heart untrained, restless, or fragmented cannot sustain harmony no matter how favorable the circumstances. Meditation becomes a path to stillness, a way to observe the mind without judgment and to recognize the subtle patterns that shape thoughts and emotions. Reflection allows insight into one's strengths, weaknesses, and hidden tendencies, guiding the cultivation of wisdom and balance. Disciplined habits refine the character over time, teaching patience, consistency, and resilience. Rising with purpose, acting with intention, and responding rather than reacting become daily practices, shaping a foundation strong enough to support deep connection. Shaolin teachings emphasize that mastery is gradual, a careful refinement of body, mind, and spirit, much like water carving stone over years. Each act of self-discipline, each moment of introspection strengthens presence and clarity, ensuring that when a destined encounter arrives, it is met with readiness rather than desire alone. Personal mastery transforms the individual into a whole, balanced presence capable of both giving and receiving fully. In this state, the energy one carries becomes magnetic, not through effort, but through authenticity and alignment. A destined partner is drawn not to what is sought, but to what has been cultivated, the calm, centered, and aware self. By focusing on inner growth, one creates a fertile space where meaningful relationships can take root naturally, where love and partnership are not a pursuit, but a meeting of two complete, harmonious beings. The journey of self-mastery is itself preparation, a silent shaping of character that ensures connection occurs with clarity, depth, and enduring balance. Power is never seized in haste. It grows quietly, like roots reaching deep beneath the surface. Shaolin philosophy teaches that forcing strength or rushing outcomes only disturbs the natural order, leaving effort wasted and lessons missed. The same principle extends to relationships, especially those of true significance. They cannot be hurried or coerced into being. They unfold according to a rhythm that is often invisible to the impatient mind. Each interaction, each choice carries a timing of its own, and the wise learn to move in harmony with this cadence rather than against it. To cultivate awareness of timing is to cultivate serenity. Anxiety arises when the mind attempts to push ahead of what life is prepared to offer, when desire outruns readiness or expectation outruns preparation. But when one observes patiently, noting the subtle shifts in circumstances, energy, and emotion, the world reveals its rhythm. Moments align in ways that might seem coincidental, but in truth, they are expressions of a deeper flow. Recognizing these patterns allows one to act with precision, to respond rather than react, and to enter relationships with presence rather than haste. Discipline and self-mastery are essential in this practice. Daily habits of reflection, stillness, and focus strengthen the ability to wait without restlessness, to observe without interference. The heart becomes steady and the mind becomes clear, able to distinguish between what is forced and what is authentic. In this space, the inevitable, the encounters and connections that life has prepared, can arrive naturally without strain or disruption. Waiting becomes an active form of preparation, a cultivation of inner strength that mirrors the slow, deliberate training of the Shaolin monk. In this way, patience is not passivity but a dynamic alignment with the rhythms of life, where timing itself becomes a teacher and serenity becomes the measure of true mastery. There is a quiet power in presence, one that cannot be forced or faked. The ancients understood that energy carries far beyond the visible. It radiates through posture, tone, and the stillness of the mind. When a person moves with calmness, grounded in integrity and self-mastery, their influence is felt without a single word being spoken. This subtle force draws attention naturally, commanding respect and recognition through authenticity rather than effort. In the Shaolin tradition, mastery of presence is as vital as strength of body or mind, for it shapes how the world responds long before action is taken. Those who hold themselves with centeredness act like magnets for connection, attracting individuals whose own paths align with theirs. Even those with power, influence, or fame sense this energy, drawn not to appearances or status, but to the unshakable calm at the core of a disciplined, balanced being. Words may impress briefly and actions may achieve outcomes, but it is the silent presence that endures, that resonates, and that opens doors to opportunities otherwise unseen. The Shaolin masters teach that cultivation of self is not for recognition, but for alignment, allowing the inner world to harmonize with the outer. Presence becomes a form of mastery, a reflection of patience, mindfulness, and self-discipline. Every breath, every gesture, every thought contributes to the aura one carries. In learning to inhabit this quiet authority, one becomes aware of the subtle effects on others, the easing of tension, the attraction of harmony, the unspoken respect that follows authenticity. It is in this space of alignment that meaningful encounters arise naturally. Influence, connection, and recognition are not sought. They are drawn by the energy of a being who has mastered themselves. In this way, the cultivation of presence becomes both a personal practice and a silent guide, shaping destiny through stillness, integrity, and unforced harmony. True harmony begins with gratitude, a quiet acknowledgement of all that is unfolding in life, even the moments of uncertainty. By accepting circumstances as they are, without resistance or judgment, the mind becomes calm and the heart resilient. Each challenge, delay, or unexpected turn is part of a greater rhythm, guiding growth and preparing the way for what is meant to arrive. Gratitude is more than a feeling. It is a practice that aligns energy, opening the self to opportunities, relationships, and experiences that resonate with destiny. When this awareness is carried into daily life, even the smallest moments become lessons, and every encounter a reflection of the inner state. By cultivating thankfulness, patience, and acceptance, one creates space for life to unfold naturally with clarity and presence. The path of self-mastery, patience, and mindfulness becomes easier to walk when the heart is centered and receptive. These practices do not require grand gestures, only a quiet commitment to observe, reflect, and remain aligned with the flow of life. Carry this wisdom gently into each day, noticing the subtle signals, the lessons in stillness, and the strength in calm observation. Let gratitude guide your energy and illuminate the path before you. If this journey of mindful presence and ancient insight resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Heng Chronicles. Together, we can continue exploring the quiet power of awareness, the mastery of self, and the serenity that comes when life is met with patience, balance, and gratitude.